We're going to start off with an article called What is Global Law? And it was found on the Oxford University Press website. It's written by a fellow called Giuliani Capaldo. And I really wanted to start with this article because this sets the stage for every single aspect of our commentary today. In this article, Giuliani points out that state sovereignty has to be redefined. He says that new norms protect the universal community's interest, that new actors, other than states, are emerging on the international scene. Now, this language, ladies and gentlemen, is the newspeak of the new order, whether it be the new economic order, whether it be the new political order or the new cultural order or the new religious order. These new actors are what Bernays was talking about. These are the people behind mass media. These are the major corporations that are NGOs and corporations that are coming into every country, wherever you are listening from. They are after your resources. They're coming to rape you of your riches, of your resources, of your natural wealth that you should have as an individual being born in that nation. He goes on to say that structurally we are witnessing an ongoing and gradual verticalisation of power. The international society has been creating objective rules and procedures to safeguard interests and values of humanity as a whole. Now, what this is collective speak, right? This is about removing from you, the individual, the ability to choose what happens to your body. And your body, your mind, is the most valuable asset to this new order. He goes on to say that international organisations, in particular those of a universal character, partake, listen to the language, in the management of international power to carry out some general functions in several areas of law. We've been talking about Trans-Pacific Partnership. And he goes on to say the erosion of states' sovereignty is giving way to global community and a new international power structure based on multilateral decision processing aimed at protecting fundamental interests and, listen to this, global values. And he goes on to talk about global law. He talks about bringing humanity into this new organised model of integration. And as I read through this article last week, one of our listeners actually sent this to me. Ethan, I was amazed at how open really this is, and I just wondered how many people would actually read this. But when I read it, it is just so open about this is the agenda, we are well on the way, there is more to do, but this is the structural narrative of what's taking place on different levels: economy, politics, culture, religion. It's about this new international order to safeguard the universal interest, right? Not the individual.
They introduced all of these three tranches of legislative pieces that were passed in supposed anti-terrorism fashion to stop so-called terrorists in this country. And it enacted all of these draconian measures, such as ASIO being able to essentially monitor the entire Australian internet because of the number of caps had then been raised to unlimited. So if you tap one phone, you can tap a network. They did all of this shady redefining of the legislation. I have articles on my website, tottnews.com, detailing this because I read the legislative pieces. Officers can come into your house in plain clothes and they don't have to tell you with a warrant for up to a year. All of these things, national security reporting was almost destroyed by these legislative pieces, because if you report on something that they define as a special intelligence operation, so for example the East Timor bug, things that get leaked by real journalists exposing these things, you can face 10 years in prison if you're a whistleblower. This is the country that we're living in right now, and these bikie legislative pieces, as I said, it all relates as pieces of the puzzle, because the way that they're trying to do it right now with these broad definitions of what a terrorist is. A terrorist has now moved to someone who questions the system, someone who doesn't believe in government authority. Schools in Australia are now doing spot the jihadi with their children, brainwashing them. I see, and I'm scripting a documentary to speak about this, I see in the foreseeable future that when the tables are turned, we're going to become the new terrorists, we're going to become the new enemy, the new boogeyman, and the people, because they'll be so brainwashed, will believe it. And that's what we're trying to stop here in advance with programs like this, Leon.
Well, we are now, because the thing is, we are already, because what we are doing is we are in resistance to the state encroaching upon the individual mind.